It all starts with this. This is the ultimate power.
Oh, I wonder where Sonic is. Oh no! Amy, please be more careful with our only clue. You're right. I'm sorry. Nice catch, Big. Chocolate. Hey, you guys, cheer up. You know we'll find them. No time to waste just standing here. Come on, let's get going. Okay.
Hello, everybody. It's me, your good friend Sparky, and welcome back to Sonic Heroes. Today we're starting things off with the first stage for Team Rose, their little romp through Seaside Hill.
I'll do my best.
We are joined by Amy in the speed character slot. We've got Cream the Rabbit in the flying character slot, making her first 3D Sonic game appearance, and I think her second appearance overall at this point. She was in Sonic Advance 2, but I don't think she was in another game besides that, outside of a small bout of cameos in Sonic Adventure DX. And we also have Big the Cat making his first non-fishing appearance in a Sonic game. Everyone here is joined together in the joint mission to find Sonic the Hedgehog, which is a completely normal thing for Amy. But for Cream, she's searching for her Chaotix's twin Chocola, who she's never mentioned before and will never mention again. And Big the Cat is, of course, searching for Froggy, because that's what Big the Cat does. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't think it would feel right if that wasn't what Big was doing. It would feel a little weird if he had another motivation, because what else is Big but Froggy's best friend? And for some reason, it seems that Sonic has kidnapped both Chocola and Froggy, even though when we played a Sonic in the last episode, we didn't see them anywhere. Kinda weird, but okay. Maybe a bit of a continuity hiccup, who knows. But overall, you might be wondering. I made it a very clear point in the last episode that I didn't plan on covering the full complement of stages with Team Sonic and Team Dark. So you may be wondering why exactly I'm doing that for Team Rose. Because we are doing Seaside Hill, and we will be moving on to Ocean Palace next. And that's because, as far as the structure of their gameplay and levels is concerned, Team Rose is a completely different beast from Team Sonic and Team Dark. As established in the first episode, Team Dark is treated as the hard mode of the game, while Team Sonic is treated as the normal mode. But overall, when you group them together and you really take a look at it, there's not really a lot of big differences between Team Sonic and Team Dark, in the way their stages are done and the way they play in general. Team Rose, on the other hand, is actually significantly different. They are the easy mode of the game, and for whatever reason, they took that dedication of being the easy mode very seriously. Because as you can tell, we're already at the end of the stage, and we're using Team Rose's Team Blast Flower Festival, which not only levels up each of the characters once, but it also gives them a shield and makes them invincible for a while. They are easy mode to the extreme. Yeah, it's generally a little weird. Most of their stages are only around 3 or 4 minutes long, while the Team Sonic and Team Dark stages, as you go on through the game, they can start to get to the point where they're 10 minutes long or more. And yet, Team Rose just kinda stays at a consistent non-difficulty. And Cream is very happy about it, apparently. Yeah, it's a little odd, if I'm being perfectly honest, and kind of hard to wrap my head around about how there is just a very stark difference between the different teams. It's strange.
Wow, what a beautiful white palace! Amy, we're not here to sightsee!
As you might have been able to tell already, their general the general easy nature of their gameplay is emphasized by the fact that their stages typically have a very different starting point, a very different ending point, or sometimes both of those things in comparison to the other characters. For example, Team Rose in their last stage in Seaside Hill, they started out on a little beach inlet instead of running along a path. And then they ended their stage in the one room that, for Team Sonic, there was a cannon in that room to launch them up higher into the stage. But for Team Rose, that was the complete absolute end of the stage. And honestly, all of their stages are kind of like that. Occasionally they have a similar starting point or a similar goal point, but for the most part, their stages are severely condensed. And again, it's a little weird. It's honestly a bit weird. Even with their sort of general gameplay style, they are much simpler in comparison to the likes of Sonic and Shadow's teams. Speaking of Amy specifically, Sonic and Shadow have access to a lot of different tricks with their speed-type gameplay. They have the homing attack, of course, and they have the light dash, which allows them to travel along paths of rings like in Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2. And they also have a new move called the triangle jump, which we saw with Team Dark, where you can bounce between two close walls and sort of make your way across gaps like that. But as far as Team Rose is concerned, as far as Amy is concerned, she doesn't have access to the light dash or the triangle jump. So overall, her gameplay is very simplified in comparison to Sonic and Shadow. She does have some unique attributes. She has a lot of techniques that she can do with her hammer. When Amy is flying solo, she can attack enemies with her hammer with the B button, and she can also do a nifty little hammer propeller move by jumping and holding the A button in the air. However, most of the time, there are much more effective ways to go about doing stuff in Sonic Heroes. The characters' solo abilities don't really come into play that often. And it's really usually more effective just to do things like homing attack or switch to the flying team member. Oh yeah, Team Rose. Super basic, super simple, and we're already at the end of the stage again. It's just a little bit of an oddity that there is such a stark difference between them and the other teams in the game. And I thought it was important to just kind of show them as a whole to show how different their stages really are, because this is a consistent thing throughout Team Rose's story. But I suppose that's going to be it for Team Rose for now. Once we get our score countdown down right here, we're going to be moving on to the next team, which are also fairly unique in comparison to the other teams of the game.
Kinda super duper happy!
Super duper happy indeed.
you?
It's here! We've got work!
What?
I've heard good things about you and require your detective services. And I can pay handsomely.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
SBO, don't be silly. Besides, you know our policy. We never turn down work that pays.
Yeah, you know our policy!
Come on, boys. Let's go.
Yes, sir!
Roger.
So next up, we've got Team Chaotix, probably my favorite team in the game. As much as I like Shadow, Team Chaotix has a certain charm to them where they all come together to be really fun.
Yeah! Beach time!
Now what are we gonna do?
See!
I must test your abilities.
Bring it on.
Ready.
Here is your first mission. I want to test your investigation skills. Collect texts and crabs.
Collecting hermit crabs, huh? Doesn't seem like exactly the kind of mission you would give to a detective agency, but who am I to judge? I've never hired a detective agency before. But that all plays into Team Chaotix's unique gimmick here, where each of their stages has its own sort of goal for you to accomplish. It's not all about just getting to the end of the stage, finding the goal ring. Even though that can be involved sometimes, there's usually some other kind of mission on top of that. And it all just kind of accumulates into a really fun experience that's unlike anything else in the game. It honestly sort of brings to mind the more unique sort of missions that you would encounter between the different characters in Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2. While not quite as extreme as that. Obviously, Sonic Heroes was going for its own sort of thing. It is does kind of feel like it's missing here, because in a lot of ways, Sonic Heroes really is... feels like and is meant to be a direct follow-up to those games, but at the same time, it's really its own sort of beast.
What's that?
But all the same, I'd say it's pretty important to kind of talk about the team members here and their own sort of unique attributes that they have. We have Ninjutsu Expert Espio in the speed slot of the team. We've got little hyperactive Ball of Joy Charmy in the flying slot, and we've also got the team leader Vector in the power slot, who always has his headphones on regardless if he's listening to music or not. Who knows, maybe the music playing in the background right now is what Vector hears in his headphones. That'd be something. But yeah, everything... The gameplay of Team Chaotix, their mission structure, stages, it all just comes together as a really fun and different experience in comparison to the rest of Sonic Heroes.
Here we go!
Team Sonic and Team Dark play relatively the same. Team Rose is basically those guys, but like a light version, a very light version. Team Chaotix, though, they are their own beast, their own unique thing. Yes, that's the best way I can put it. I mean, I guess I got that point across already. And each of their stages is like this, where they are trying to find a certain object in a certain number, or they're trying to beat a specific number of enemies, or they have to get to the end of a stage in a specific circumstance. It just provides a lot of variety where Sonic Heroes doesn't always have it. Again, I don't fault Sonic Heroes for being different than Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2. But after you do a certain thing for 2 games and then just kind of completely leave it behind, it can feel like something's missing sometimes, though not really necessarily. I don't know. I suppose I'm kind of making sense here. But in general, Team Chaotix is just a heck of a lot of fun. And it's kind of fun too, just these characters and their origin, where they all came from Knuckles' Chaotix, which is a relatively obscure Sonic game, all things considered. Hey, and we get to see their Team Blast maneuver, Chaotix Recital, where they play music so badly it destroys everything on the screen. It's beautiful. And the Chaotix Recital additional effect is, while the Team Blast gauge still has meter in it, every time you defeat an enemy after that, it gives you a random ring box item too. So, like if you were to just like pop a ring box lying around the stage, it gives you a random amount of rings, like, or 10 rings or 5 rings or whatever. You get one of those for every enemy you beat. And it's really useful for collecting extra lives. Probably one of my favorite Team Blasts, just because of how goofy it is. And hey, that's the end of the stage, too. We officially found all 10 Hermit Crabs. Depending on the mission and depending on what you're doing, Team Chaotix's stages can either be really short, like Team Rose's, or they can be really long, like some of the later Team Sonic and Team Dark stages. It all just kind of depends on what you're doing and what the game expects from you. Sometimes it's just a quick little romp. Other times, you're stuck in a stage for a while and it kind of makes you want to tear your hair out. But it's not too bad overall. I'd still say, as a whole, Team Chaotix is one of the best experiences in the game. And we're moving right into their second stage, right into Ocean Palace, for their next mission from their client.
Here's your next mission. A Chao is lost in the palace. Find and rescue that Chao.
Seems pretty simple, all things considered. But this does give a lot of opportunity to show off some of the more unique aspects of Team Chaotix, mainly focusing around Espio. He has a lot of elements to him that Sonic, Shadow, and Amy do not. While Sonic and Shadow play relatively the same, and Amy has her unique hammer tricks that she can do, hammer tricks don't really come into play that often, whereas Espio's signature abilities definitely do. On one hand, he can shoot ninja stars. He can throw ninja stars, rather. He doesn't shoot them, he throws them. When he's operating by himself. And, as we've seen a couple times already, he can actually turn invisible and get around enemies. You can avoid fighting them altogether if you really want. If they're sleeping or if they're just on patrol, you can just go about your business and completely avoid them. You can even attack them if you want to, and they will not be able to tell where it's coming from, regardless of you just bouncing on their head over and over again like that. But it's just adds to the unique charm of Team Chaotix. You turn invisible by using a maneuver the game calls Leaf Swirl. That's the unique name for that technique that Espio is doing. You activate it by jumping and pressing the B button, which is actually a maneuver that each of the characters have. But Espio's is definitely one of the more unique examples of that move. It's a tornado maneuver, basically. Sonic has the blue tornado, Shadow has the black tornado. I think that's what it's called anyway. And Amy has a unique one too, where she does a tornado maneuver with her hammer. But Espio's is the only one that, well, turns him invisible. And he also has another unique aspect with his triangle jump maneuver that we saw back there. Or rather, we didn't really see it in play that much. But when you're doing the triangle jump with Sonic and Shadow, they stick to the wall for a moment, and you have to quickly jump to the next wall, or else they end up falling. Espio, however, does not have that problem. When he jumps against a wall, he can stay there indefinitely. The whole turning invisible and clinging to walls and things like that it works to him being a ninja and a chameleon, and honestly is a really unique way to go about portraying the character. Espio is honestly one of my favorite Sonic characters, and I wish he got a little more love. But that's the end of the stage there, and that's going to be the end of the episode for right now. Team Chaotix's first missions are complete, and much like with Team Rose, we're not going to spend too much extra time showing off the bosses or anything like that with Team Chaotix. Because, again, there's not really much point to it, honestly. Once you've seen the boss once, you've really seen it all the times. But that's going to be it for right now, so thank you very much for watching. This is your good friend Sparky signing off for now.
No complaints.
Not bad at all. And here's some more bonus bits for the road.
So you're the ones who are playing games with my army.
Dr. Eggman!
You little brats, I'll show you a thing or two.
Eggman, are you up to no good again? Dr. Eggman, this shit is causing so much trouble!
That's a no-go, Doctor.
So, you're the ones who are playing games with my army?
Sorry, just part of the job.
That's the evil genius, Dr. Eggman.
Doctor who?
Yes, let me show you who I really am.